How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin over here at the Barndominium. I'm working on nailers, and nailers are very important for when you go to put up different things in your house, like curtains, for instance. A lot of people don't think about this, but when you ever put a curtain up and then you go through the drywall and you put your little plug and the next thing you know, it pulls out or there's nothing in there to nail to. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on some of the nailers for the curtains, windows. All the windows have to have curtain nailers on the top. They don't have to. You know, this is not something you have to do, but it's good when you go to put your curtain up, you got something to screw to. So we're going to talk about a few different types of nailers that you might need in your house when you're building it. This is something good to think about. So I'm going to get on these windows and I'll show you what we're going to do. I'm just going to take a measurement and I'm going to put a 2x6 from here to here. And then I'll do a 2x6 over there. And that way we'll have plenty of room to nail to when the time comes to hang curtains. So let's get this going. All right, so now's a good opportunity to use up a bunch of them little scraps you have laying all over the floor when you was doing your 2x6s. You want to keep all these scraps until you're completely done with your job. So now we're going to cut curtain nailers out of these scraps. So I'm going to put this curtain nailer about, I'm going to try to split the difference between that top board and my 2x6. Okay, we're going to go ahead and measure this one, and we'll get it cut. If it moves a little bit on you, just beat it back, it'll be fine. So now we got a good strong place to nail our curtains. So I'm going to continue doing this throughout the whole building. It won't take long, and then we'll move on to another nailer. All right, I have all the windows done now. I don't have very many windows in the house. There's only 5. And a lot of people are wondering, why only 5 windows? Well, for one thing, you have a small house. The more windows you put in, the less wall space you have. So I tried to keep the least amount of windows that I can. Not only does it give me more wall space, but it also saves on heat. Where there's a window, you're going to lose heat. So 5 windows, that's what we needed. That's all we're going to get because we need the wall space and we don't want to lose heat. So let's move on to something else. All right, so let's move on to a different type of nailer. Now, I thought so much about how long it took me to put the nailers in this house that I thought I would do almost a whole entire video just on nailers. People don't realize how many nailers you need in a house. It's a board that you're going to put behind another board so you can nail your drywall to. So if there's nothing there, how are you going to nail your drywall up? Okay, another type of nailer you might want to have is for TVs. This is something you may want to sit down and think really hard on the layout of maybe a bedroom or a living room. Because there might be more than one you want to put in. You may want to put in different walls in case you want to move your room around. We're not the type of people that really move things around. We like it the same, leave it the same. But we did put some extra nailers in the bedroom. We have a TV nailer right here. Now, you're probably wondering, how high do I put a TV mount, a nailer in for a TV? Well, that's totally up to you. It's whether you want to lay down in your bed and look down, or you want to lay down in your bed and look up. It's really what you want. It's not any set number on this. But I'll tell you what mine are. And mine may vary. So I think mine's set at 6 foot. So anywhere between 6 foot and 7 foot, I can put a TV. I can mount a TV bracket on here, a wall mount bracket. And I think the flat screen wall mount brackets, everybody's going with them now. And that way, I would rather tilt my TV down a little bit. We normally don't have anything bigger than a 32-inch TV hanging up here. So we have one here, and then I have one over here. We have one right here. So we can mount there or on the other side of the room. And this one here may be a little bit different. So we can go anywhere from 5.5 foot to almost 7 feet. So it's really whatever you want on how high you put your nailers. But one thing you have to keep in mind, when you put a nailer in here, let's say you want to put your TV up here. We don't want to string an extension cord up there to put your TV in there. So we're going to have some wires in here to be able to plug in our TV and plug in our coaxial wire. As we go on this job, we have to keep thinking of different things we need to do we need to get things set up now while the walls are open. So we're going to have an outlet up here for electricity, and we're going to have to hook up for your antenna or TV or whatever you're going to use. So that's the nailers for the TVs. I'll show you the one in the living room. Okay, this one in here is just a bit harder to see because of all the junk I have in here, but I'll try to do a little better video on these nailers, but I think you're getting the point. Now this one here is just a little bit bigger. We use 2x8s instead of 2x6s. We have a much bigger TV that will go in the living room than what goes into the bedroom. And we already have the box up there that is for the outlet, for power. Now, we have to think, if you're using a satellite, you're going to have a box there to receive it. If you're using an antenna booster, you may have to have an antenna booster up there. You might have to have more than one outlet. I'm not sure. That's something I'll get into later on. And we're definitely going to have some type of cable coming in here. My house, I'm going to set it up so it has 2 to 3 cables coming into it, because I want just a regular antenna hooked up to this house so we don't have to pay for cable bill. And I like to have the coaxial wire hooked up for internet. That way, if we want to get rid of the satellite, we can get rid of the satellite TV and just use the internet. There's so much on the internet to watch today. Look, you guys are watching me. So hey, there's a lot to learn and a lot to watch on the internet. So that is the TV one for the living room. Much bigger, a little heavier metal or wood. Now you could do them all in 2x8s or all in 2x6. It's all up to you. But make sure you got them nailed in there good and tight, because if not, hate to see a TV fall. So let's move on. So we've gone through a couple different, at least 3 different types of nailers. One for drywall, to nail your drywall up. One nailer is for your TV, and we need nailers for our curtains. So another nailer is, I think this is a must-have, is nailers for your kitchen cabinets. Have you ever stuck a kitchen cabinet up and had to find the studs? I remember finding the studs on one wall, and I only had one screw at the top and one screw at the bottom that I could actually screw a cabinet to, and I had to depend on the next cabinet and then screw the cabinets together so the next cabinet would hold that cabinet up. Well, if you put all these nailers in for your cabinets, you're not going to have any issues getting as many screws as you want in them cabinets to hold them to the walls. And as you can see, I have 3 different nailers for cabinets. You have the one for your upper cabinet, the one for the lower part of your cabinet on the upper side, and then you have one for your base cabinets. So I'm going to give you the measurements on these so you'll know where they're at. Okay, now I used a 2x8 in my walls. Now these are old boards that we had left over from the garage build. You guys remember the garage build? Or the shop build, whatever you want to call it. We had these extra scrap pieces we cut off with all the rafters. We cut like 4 foot or 3 or 4 foot off each rafter. And this was all the scraps. Why let them go to waste? They're not doing anything out there sitting. So look, we put them in here for nailers, and they worked out just fine. Now this is our lower nailer for our bottom cabinets. This is our nailer for the bottom of our top cabinets. And I put a 2x6 up here because to split the difference, it would go clear up on the wall. I could have put a 2x4 there, but 2x6s, I had them, we put them in. So the one on the lower cabinets is setting at about 36 inches off the floor to the center of that board. It is right at the center of that board. So we got plenty of room to nail. Then our next one is setting at 54 inches to the center. And then we'll go up to the other one. I'm going to say that is about 7 foot to the center. So 7 foot, 54 inches, and 36 inches. Shall we say 48 inches? No, 84. There goes my dyslexia. 84 inches, 54 inches, and 36 inches. So that's the kitchen nailers. And we also did the nailers all the way around the room. I'll show you the other side, because we're going to have cabinets pretty much all the way around. Let me show you. We started there with our nailers all the way through here. Then you come to the corner cabinet, which is right there, and then right there. So the refrigerator will go in there, but there'll be cabinets in there too. So all the way around the kitchen, nailers. We're gonna have no issues putting cabinets up in this structure. Okay, that's the kitchen cabinets. Now, what about the bathroom? Is it still gonna be 36? No. I have the bathroom. We're gonna do a 36-inch vanity in the bathroom, and we're gonna put a mirror up here. So we want something to hang our mirror on, and we also want something to nail our base cabinet on. So let's see. I got them marked out here, so I should be able to give you a measurement. It's at 30 inches to the center, 30 inches to the center of this 2x8. That is for the base cabinet. Now let's go up to the mirror. Now this is something I put in for myself because I've hung mirrors before. You may want to put a medicine cabinet up here. If you want to put a medicine cabinet up there, you're still going to have something to screw that medicine cabinet to. And if it's dead center, you only got one stud. That's not going to work. You do not have more than one. So we're setting at 6 foot. I'm at 6 foot to the center of this 2x8. Now, if you're wondering, what are these little marks on these? I used a Craig jig. I started using a Craig jig to drill into the sides because I was nailing them and I had to push so hard, it was pushing my board back. So I went to the Craig jig, and then my builder came and adjusted my gun so I could do the toenailing, and it worked a whole lot better. So thank God for the builders. I have a guy that comes in and gives me a hand, and he's great. And a lot of these ideas came from him. He's been building for all of his life, and he said, hey, you know, you should do this or you should do that. If you got a veteran builder, man, they're smart guys. So let me show you some different nailers in the bathroom alone. Okay, we're still in the same area. We have our nailer down here for our sink. We have our nailer up here for our mirror. What about a towel rack? You're still gonna need something to put your towel rack on. So instead of putting it through the drywall again, we put 2 2x6s in the wall so we could just put our towel rack up there, and the kids want to hang on it. Oh well, they ain't gonna rip it out. So let's see where that one's at. I think it's at 4 foot 6 inches. It's at 4 foot 6 inches because I know my towel's gonna hang down a little bit. So figuring the kitchen sink or the bathroom sink could be 36 inches tall. We still have a nailer there. That still leaves me about 1.5 feet from the top, or maybe more, from the top of the, yeah, at least 1.5 feet from the top of the sink. We'll be able to hang a towel, washcloth, or whatever right there. So we have another one in here. You know, you tried to figure out every little step you need to do, and we have one little block right here, and this little block is for a towel holder. When you get into your shower, we'll have one of them small rings right here, and you can put your towel in there. When you get out of the shower, you can grab your towel from right here. And then we had to put in an electrical box for the light and the fan in the shower. So, you know, we're trying to do every step we can. We know that this box is set at 48 inches, so we're just below the box on the towel holder. All right, another nailer you might want to think about is when you start doing your closets. Now, this closet, these are great space-saving closets. These things are sweet. Julie's seen these online. This is what she wanted, so this is what we built. They all look exactly the same, and what's nice about them is the door doesn't come out this way or it doesn't come out that way. It comes right out in the middle of the floor, which is great. Now, this space between here and here is about just over 16 inches. Now, that's okay to put your drywall right up against there, but I need a nailer. Because I know when if I put them little metal racks you can buy at Lowe's or whatever, and you mount them to the wall, they have little brackets that'll go back, but they also have brackets that hook onto the side. So what I've done here is I measured out to where I can put this board dead center of 12 inches because our cabinet, the shelving is 12 inches. So we put these nailers in on center 12 inches. We left a 1/2 inch for our drywall, and then we measured out and got this board 12 inches to the center. And we done this in each one of the closets, whether we put the racks in them or not, or we build our own racks. We have an extra nailer out there at 12 inches, which is going to be really nice to give that good stability to the shelves. And I don't have to worry about going through just a drywall on the corners. I have a nice board to screw into. Okay, the next couple of nailers we're going to talk about are the grab bars. Now, if you're a young couple, you may not want these grab bars in there, but you may want to keep the house and grow old in it. So maybe put the grab bars in, or put the nailers in, but don't put the grab bars. Now my grab bars are going to be, to the center of this grab bar is about 33 inches. So I can go anywhere from 30 to 36 inches. I can put the bottom one here, and then the top one is between, I'd say, 53 and a half and 59 inches. So we can put that one there. Now this is set up for a 2 foot, a 24-inch grab bar here. This is inside the shower. Now, my wife and I we're building this house to retire in. So we're thinking, you know, if you get to where you have a hard time getting up or holding on, you'll have something to hold on to. Now, one more over by the commode. I'll show you that one. Okay, we know where our commode's going to go. It's going to set about right here. There's where our commode's going to go in. And we have a nailer that goes the whole length of this wall right here, this short wall. And I'm thinking this grab bar here is going to be about 36 inches long, and it's going to go this way instead of up and down. So that one there, I'll be able to mount it anywhere between 32 and 37 inches off the floor. And like I said, this one will go this direction. I'm thinking maybe a 36-inch grab bar on this wall. So, nailers, all in. At least we don't have to worry about them. Even if we don't put the grab bar in there, the nailers are there for it later in the future if we need it. You know, I think nailers is a very good topic for when you're going to build a house, because a lot of people don't think of the nailers that you need to put in a house. I think it actually took me longer to put the nailers in than it did to put up all the walls. And to sit down and think about where you want to put a nailer. Like a grab bar. Where do you want the grab bars? How far are they supposed to be off the floor? Is there a code for them? You know, TVs. Where do you want to put the TV? Do you want to put your bed here? Do you want to put your bed there? How are you going to see the TVs? So there's a lot of different things to think about when you're putting nailers in. Where are you going to put your kitchen cabinets? Okay, in the closets, are we going to use 12-inch racks in the closets? What type of racks are we going to have? Are we going to need some type of nailer in there? There's a lot to think about when you're doing nailers. You know, you want to make sure there's always a place to nail that drywall to, because if you don't, it's going to break. That stuff's brittle. So I do think that this was a pretty good topic to talk about. So if you guys know of a nailer I didn't put in or didn't talk about, put them in the comments down there below so everyone will know to look for that nailer. Don't forget to put it in. So I think we're about done with the nailers. We're going to be able to get all this stuff cleaned up. We're going to hopefully get this space all cleaned out, swept up, and we'll get started on our plumbing and our electrical. I think that's going to be a fun one there. So we still got a lot of thinking to do. So I would like to tell everybody thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Until next time.